What is up, guys? My name is Lex. I'm here at Dayton Beach Racing and Card Club to play the Moneymaker Tour main event. It's a $1,500 buy-in, $300,000 guaranteed. I've been running good lately, been getting lucky on the felt. Hopefully that carries over to today. Let's get down to the table. Let's get to the action. Let's go. I make my way inside, buy into the tournament. The levels are 40 minutes long, 40,000 chip starting stack. First hand here, the blinds are at 200, 300 with a 300 big blind ante. I raised a 700 and peel back, ace king offsuit, a premium hand. Out of the gun plus 2 3-bets me to 2,000 before the button cold 4 bets to 4,000 chips. Wow, a lot of action so far. I've been at the table now for about 30 minutes and I haven't seen the button player do anything aggressive. He's been playing very passive. So to put in a 4,000 chip 4-bet, he's probably extremely strong. Over 100 big blinds deep, my hands are kind of tied versus a passive opponent on the button 4-betting. I decide to fold ace king early on, level number 3. Feel like I could wait for a better spot here in this tournament. In a cash game, I would try to get it all in. But in this tournament, I just want to try to pick my spots and wait for a better opportunity. We have made it to break number 2, 15-minute breaks in this tournament. Come back to the table, I have around 33,000 chips. I then win a small pot with ace king, small blind versus big blind. I win another pot with ace king as well, and we've chipped up a couple thousand, almost a starting stack now. About 2 hours into this tournament, I get pocket queens. Blinds are at 200, 400, and there's 3 calls for 400 before I'm in the big blind and raise it to 2,500. The first initial raiser with not too many chips in his stack decides to limp call for 2,500 and the rest of the players fold. So we're heads up here out of position to jack 5-6 2 spades. All in all, pretty safe board for me. Don't expect him to have pocket jacks. Probably doesn't have 5-6 for 2 pair. He can have some middling pocket pairs, some flush draws, some ace high hands. I bet 2,000 and my opponent makes the call. Turn card 9 of clubs, now 2 flush draws on the board. With around 10,000 chips left in his stack, the pot's creeping up to around 10,000. I decide to go for it and jam all in with my overpair. All in. Call. Not incredibly happy when I get snap called, and definitely not when I get shown pocket 5s for bottom set. We are drawing to 2 outs and we do not get there. Ace on the river and a huge pot for us is not going in our direction. Pocket queens are cracked. My opponent got there with a set on the flop. I don't think there's much I can do given the stack sizes. We're pretty crippled right off the bat, left with around 17,000 chips now. This is what makes tournaments so tough. You finally wait for a big premium hand and you get cracked, but we still have a decent amount of big blinds left. Over 30 big blinds to play for, which is a lot in this tournament. I've got ace 10 of diamonds now, and the cutoff I raised to 1,200. Small blind, who just cracked my pocket queens, makes the call. We go heads up here to jack 7-9 with 1 diamond. Now we do have an overcard and a gut shot straight draw, but on this flop, it can connect a lot with his small blind calling range. So when he checks, I check back. Turns an ace, giving me top pair. I bet small 1,000 and he folds. We get a little bit back now, about 2,000 chips. The mental game in poker tournaments is really tough. You just get cracked with pocket queens. You're left with not that many big blinds left. It's very easy to go on tilt and just blast off your entire stack, but I'm going to try not to do that in this tournament. In the past, sometimes I've blasted off with 20 or 25 big blinds because I got frustrated, but now with over 30 big blinds, it's a ton to play for in this tournament. I'm going to try to take my time, try to be patient, chip up, and get back up to starting stack. Under the gun, player raises to 1,500. I've got pocket 6s and around 30 big blinds on the button. I call and the big blind calls. We're 3 ways to 9, 4, 5, 2 diamonds. Big blind checks, under the gun initial raiser checks, and with second pair on this board, I feel like I can bet small for protection, try to get hands with equity like ace high, Broadway cards to fold, so I make it 1/3 size of the pot, 1,500. Back over to the big blind, who unfortunately calls. Under the gun calls, and I'm not going to be putting any more chips in this pot. Turn card 10 of diamonds, action checks all the way around. River card 9, big blind leads out. We both fold, and I lose this pot. level up now, and we're left with around 20 big blinds. We are nearing that push fold kind of territory here. 20 big blinds. We're looking for a double up, and we do get that opportunity coming up next. With 18 big blinds in my stack, there's a middle position open. I've got pocket fives in the low jack. I feel like I've got some fold equity here, so I go with it all in for around 12,000 or so. Everybody folds, and we do chip up a little bit in this hand. Now with a little over 20 big blinds, I peel back a great hand for tournaments, ace king offsuit. I raise under the gun to a min sizing of 1200. The button now with a little bit more chips than me shoves all in. This is great news. Hopefully we can get a double up. It folds back over to me. I snap call, I show my hand, and the button shows ace queen. We're in a great spot to double up here. All we have to do is hold.
Queen. What do we got? 13, 14, 14,700.
We had 14,700 chips. We hold ace king versus ace queen. Finally win a big pot. My goal is to get back to starting stack with 40,000 chips, and now we're just a little above 30,000. Looking good. Going on another break of the day where I get to sit down with the CEO of the Moneymaker Tour, Tony Burns. All right, guys, I'm here on break with Tony Burns. He is the CEO of the new Moneymaker Tour. Give us a little bit about this new tour. This is your second stop, right? Here at Daytona Beach.
Number 2.
All right, give us something here.
Yeah, the first stop was in West Palm Beach in May.
Okay.
Terrific event,
All right.
Great stories up and down from, we had a 100-year-old player come out, knocked Chris out.
I heard about
a couple
that,
events.
Okay.
And, Chris brought him out to the World Series, and he became the oldest player in the main event history, so it was really cool.
Okay.
The winner of the main event won a seat off of ACR, turned $95 into $134,000.
Kind of like Chris's story almost.
He actually won the event on the same date 20 years today.
Wow.
So that was a really cool story.
Cool.
And then he got to go out to Triton. He played $110,000 in Triton.
Wow.
And made a count out there. I think he cashed for like $140,000 as well.
Not bad.
Cool.
And today I'm playing the main event, $1,500 buy-in. Next, you guys are going to Cincinnati, right?
Yeah, Hard Rock Cincinnati,
Okay.
September 21st.
And what's the tournament you guys are offering there?
So starting off with the $500,000 guaranteed mystery bounty.
Okay.
That's on September 21st. And then the main event is going to be a $1,500 million guarantee.
Okay, cool. I'm on break now. I got like 10 minutes left. I just doubled up 30,000 chips. Bad start to begin with, but we're going to try to run it back and do well. Anything else you want to say?
No, all good.
All right, thanks Tony. Appreciate it.
All right, bud.
All right, let's go. Fresh off a double up and a break, the heat is on. Pocket jacks now in the big blind. There's 2 calls for 800. I bump it up to 3,500. Late position player folds, but the button makes the call. We're heads up, out of position to a bad flop for pocket jacks. King, queen, deuce, rainbow. I do think I could check or c-bet small on this board. I don't want to get bluffed if I check, so I decide to bet small, kind of like a range bet here, and my opponent folds right away. We do chip up about 4,000 chips here. Like I said, heating up, jacks, now queens in the cutoff. Blinds are at 400, 800. There's a raise to 1,900. I 3-bet to 5,500 before the big blind decides to cold 4-bet me to 15,000 chips. Wow, this is a very, very strong play. This is the same player who cracked my pocket queens earlier when he flopped a set of 5s. Middle position player folds, action back over on me. Started the hand with around 32,000 chips. This 4-bet is around half my stack. Should we go all in here for a 5-bet? Should we call and see a flop? Or should we fold pocket queens? I feel like 40 big blinds deep, calling and jamming is fine. I decide I'm going to call, and if there's no ace or king on the flop, I'm just going to go with my hand. If there's an ace or a king, I can get away from my hand and still have around 15 or so big blinds left. Well, we see a nice flop of 7-3 deuce, 2 spades. When my opponent puts me all in, I snap call, and we are playing a huge pot here, over 60K in the middle. No spade. Good. Just like the new Barbie movie, this is a letdown. Chopping this one up. Pocket queens versus pocket queens. Guess it could have been worse. He could have had aces or kings. We could have gotten stacked and been out of the tournament. We're still alive. We chop up the small blinds money and the middle positions money, and we get about 1,000 chips in this hand. I've been at this table since we started about 4 hours ago, and I have to say it has gotten quite tough. A lot of the weaker players have busted out, left with a lot of stronger players, so I am definitely happy that our table is breaking. I get moved over to table number 53, sit down with seat number 1. This table looks good. A lot of recreational players with a lot of chips. We're looking to keep up with the trend here, keep chipping up and building to our stack. With blinds at 500, 800, I have 25,000 chips in my stack. I raise ace-jack offsuit to 2,000 min raise, get a call from the cutoff and a call from the big blind. 3 ways to 10, 5, 10, 2 spades. Not the best board, not the worst board. Don't feel like anyone's going to have too many 10s in this situation. Probably some pocket pairs. Given the fact that I have the ace of spades, I can bet the flop here and continue on some spades on the turn. So I start out here with a $2,500 c-bet. I get called very quickly by the cutoff and the big blind player folds. When the cutoff player calls pre-flop and then calls my bet on the flop, I put him on middling pocket pairs, hands like pocket 5s or pocket 4s through pocket 9s. So when the turn card's the 9 of clubs, not improving me at all, I'm not sure if I want to continue to barrel here as a bluff or give up and check. I do feel like if I bet again, he will fold out hands like pocket 4s, 6s, 7s, and 8s sometimes. And if he does call, I could maybe triple barrel bluff or give up. So I decided to go for it here with a $3,500 continuation bet. My opponent instantly jams all in, right in my face. Can't call here with ace high, so I fold. And he shows me pocket aces. Nice. Very well played by him. Slow played pre-flop. I guess I'm glad I didn't hit a pair, but unfortunately we lose about half our stack in this hand. We are in that 15 big blind danger zone. Gonna have to find a double up here or we may be going home early, and I do get that opportunity when I'm all in here with ace 4 of diamonds. This table's been playing very passive. There's 2 calls for 1,000. I rip it all in for about 15K. I do end up getting called. My tournament life is on the line with ace 4 of diamonds up against king 9 of hearts. We're ahead, but just barely. The dealer puts out the flop, ace in the window, and on the turn she's drawing dead. We get a nice double up here after bluffing off half of our stack. We lose some pots, we win some pots, we lose some pots, up and down this entire day, but it looks like we're trending in the right direction. This table is good. Let's try to get another double up coming up. Under the gun player calls. I call in the small blind with pocket 3s, looking to hit a set. Big blind calls, and we see a flop of 7, 4, 3. Bottom set for us. I check. Big blind checks. Under the gun limper bets out 1,600. Now, this is the same player who just called my raise earlier with pocket aces. He didn't re-raise. I felt like his call pre-flop under the gun was a little bit suspicious. I feel like he could have been trying to get tricky with aces or kings, looking to limp re-raise, but nobody raised, so now he's got pocket aces on this board. I'm going to raise it up right away, trying to build this pot with bottom set. 5-6 does make a straight, but I don't think this player's ever calling from under the gun with 5-6. Make it 4,000, and he calls. Turn card king of hearts. Not my favorite card. This is a scare card if he's got pocket queens or pocket jacks. Pocket kings now beat us, but with a flush draw, bottom set, not too much to be scared of. I'm going to continue to bet. I make it 10,500, and my opponent makes the call pretty quickly. I am loving this spot so far. I really think he's got pocket aces. We haven't really made a hand all day. I've been patient, waiting for good spots, and this could be it to win a huge pot. River card's the jack of diamonds. The pot is huge. Got about 18,000 chips left. There's only one option, and that is to jam all in. Last time. What I thought was a dream turns out to be a nightmare when I get snap called by pocket 7s, which is a set over set. Our opponent covers me, which means we are out of the $1,500 Moneymaker tour in a nasty fashion. Set over set, all day grinding. Rough, bad beat for us. On my way out, though, I do get an exclusive interview with the 2003 main event champ, Chris Moneymaker. I just have one question for you, okay?
Yep.
How does it feel to be the worst player to win the main event?
You're asking the wrong guy. I don't know.
We both had a bad day today. I lost set over set. Chris lost with what?
I had aces.
Aces. Okay. You'll be back at it tomorrow, right?
Be back tomorrow.
Okay. Thanks.
All right.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem. I hate you.
Yeah, I know you do. See ya. Well, that was a pretty miserable day playing poker, not gonna lie. I didn't pick up any playable hands for like the first 2 hours of playing. Finally picked up pocket queens. Guy flops a set of fives, cripples my stack, but I kept fighting, I kept grinding. I doubled up again, won some pots, moved tables, doubled up again. I was feeling good. Finally flopped a set of threes. After like 6 hours of playing, I finally flopped a big hand. Bottom set, check raise, bet, bet, bet. Guy's got a set of sevens. We are out. Pretty nasty coolers today. Set versus overpair, then set over set. Nothing you can do there. Felt like I played well though. Also a great turnout for the Moneymaker tour here for the main event. They had over 100 people for this Thursday flight. They got 2 more flights tomorrow. The field was, I'll say the field was very profitable if you can run well. I'll just say that. I would like to play more of these events. It was fun. Daytona Beach ran a great tournament. I keep slipping here. Daytona Beach ran a great tournament. The staff, the dealers, everyone was super nice, professional. The players were fun to play against. Just ran really bad today. Just had a bad day of playing poker. That's going to happen. Overall, though, it was a lot of fun. I got to play and meet Chris Moneymaker yesterday. Got to see Tony Burns again, who's the CEO of the Moneymaker Tour. Chris has got a great sense of humor. It's kind of like the humor that I find funny. Like, he's super sarcastic, very dry, sarcastic humor. Very cool, down-to-earth guy. Doesn't let the fame get to him. But yeah, it was fun talking to him, fun messing around with him. And hopefully I'll be back here or back, you know, on the Moneymaker tour in the future. I'm gonna drive back home though. It's been a long 24 hours. Played a cash game yesterday, long tournament today. 3 hours drive home, but I'll see my dog later, eat some good food, eat some chocolate, which I'm excited for. Gonna be making videos, gonna be releasing these videos. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. It's a nice day out. It's beautiful, beautiful weather out here in Daytona Beach. Hope you guys enjoy this one. Please like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, I'll see you.